illusion. Welcome to your final resting place. I see your mind is full of delusion. When you look in the mirror, do you see your own face?
Welcome to Modern Art Blitz. I am your host, Matt Gleason. We have a great show planned for this afternoon. Later in the show, Matt Kennedy and Lavielle Campbell. But now, Hassan Jamal. How you doing, man?
Hey, Matt. Good to see you again.
Very good to see you. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Busy, doing a lot.
You are currently the Chief Executive Officer. What's your title? Do you have a title?
Director.
Founder and director of the LA Subway Shakespeare Project.
Correct.
Did I get it right?
Yep.
I kept calling it a theater company, but no, it's a project. What's the difference between a company and a project?
Well, a company is when, a lot of times when I'm paying people.
Ah, you don't have to pay. I like that. Project. It's an alternative project.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So why you do theater on the subway?
We've shot two so far. We've shot two so far in the subway, and they came out amazing. And because I cannot afford a permit, which is like $1 million, because the whole thing centers around the subway, we decided to go upstairs and do it upstairs on the property that the subway owns. And because that way the security can't take my camera.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's public property is what you're saying.
Well, I know that if they wanted to be asked if they could take my camera upstairs, because I still wanted to be on the subway property.
Okay.
But we actually shot two, Matt, on the trains, and they were amazing.
Wait, why, I have to ask, why Shakespeare?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. I don't think nothing frightened me more in high school, Matt, than math class and when we did Shakespeare in English. I would be biting my nails, really. And also because I think that if I had saw people in my neighborhood just like me doing Shakespeare when I was a kid, then I would have understood it. It wouldn't have bored me. It wouldn't have bored me and gave me this fear in high school.
Are you taking liberties with the Bard's prose?
Oh, we're taking so many liberties.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, boy.
We're taking. Well, the thing is, and I think Bill would like this. I think he would like this.
He's on a first name basis with Shakespeare. I just want you to know. Okay.
No, as much as Shakespeare wrote, he wrote very few stuff for two people.
Really?
Yeah, he wrote, and I'm not good. I'm the cameraman. I have my own style, and I found out that if it's anything over three people, I panic. I can't shoot it right. But I'm great with just two people, as you'll see in this upcoming.
Two people's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so three people. You could have the witches in Macbeth. Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, we did one of the witches.
One of the witches.
With an actress friend of mine, Kenan, and she was amazing.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So two people works best.
Yeah.
But what about some soliloquies? Could you just have one actor?
Well, I have
to be or not to be.
I have one doing that.
Yeah.
I have one doing that.
So what's your favorite Shakespeare play of all time?
Well, see, that also takes me into something else, Matt. There's only this is a learning experience for me too. I mean, and because I think the only Shakespeare plays that I really know backwards and forwards, and of course, the first one is Romeo and Juliet, the second one is Othello, and then the other one is Richard III. God, we've dissected Richard III. And of course, everybody knows Romeo and Juliet.
I think that's probably Shakespeare's Stairway to Heaven, right? His day in the life. Right?
Yeah. But and there's something else I didn't realize, Matt. Until we have 18 scenes in the can, and we only shoot snippets. We only shoot we try and not make it, because I know you wanted 2 minutes. We try and not make it over 5 or 6 minutes because they go right to YouTube. We're a theater company without walls. Everything is on YouTube, and we know how short people's concentration span is.
The attention span these days is near zero. Like you and I, we're going to have a 12 to 15 minute interview here, and people are going to go, 12 minutes? Yeah. I've got Facebook to surf. Come on.
Yeah, and exactly. So we have 18 scenes in the can. We shot 19. We only had one that I couldn't use, but there were 18 more that came out amazing.
Okay, so we've got some outlaw production here? Have you ever met with resistance from security?
No.
No? How about from Metro?
No. Tell me about it.
I don't know. You tell me. I mean, I got my tap card. That's I just I'm just saying, like has anybody on Metro been like, you can't film here?
No.
How about do people on the subway appreciate that you're filming Shakespeare while they're trying to take a nap on the subway?
Well, you should look at the very first one we shot about 4 years ago on the Red Line. I panned, because I'm the cameraman too, I panned some of the audience, and God, they loved it. Some of the people that were in
Really?
it. Yeah. I could tell by their faces that they dug it.
Okay.
But let me say something else really quick too. I didn't realize what I was doing until after I had shot maybe 4 or 5. And when you watch our stuff, you're watching what we're doing. You're literally looking at a mixture of 3 different artists. You're looking at August Wilson, you're looking at John Cassavetes, and Shakespeare.
Why? I understand Cassavetes with like the camera work and stuff, but why August Wilson?
Well, I grew up in almost in the same neighborhood, in the same city he grew up in.
Where was that?
In Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, PA?
Yeah. And before the whole world knew about August, Matt, he was doing street theater in my neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah, he had a theater, I forgot the name of it, but he had a theater company. And what they would do, they would literally take alleys and block them off. And in the summer, they put down chairs and they do theater. And they'd have a guy at one end of the alley in case the police came, And subconsciously, I mean, that's what I'm doing when I do.
Because nobody wants the police to see good theater. Far be it from.
Oh, they did some amazing stuff. And yeah.
So you were working in the tradition of August Wilson, your neighbor.
Yeah, I was just a young kid, and we would go see these.
You actually? So you attended these as a kid?
Yeah,
oh, okay. So you've got a legacy going here.
Yeah, we would go see his stuff. This is years. August must have been in his early 20s then.
Okay.
Because he didn't really become famous until he left Pittsburgh and went to Minnesota.
And now you're in your early 20s, and you're.
Thank you so much.
Hey, so now I've known you. It's been a long time.
The Onyx closed in what? In
20,000?
Yeah.
We met at the Onyx Cafe. Now, would you say that's the quintessential like LA spot, that it will never be repeated type place?
There'll never be another Onyx. I missed a lot of this great clubs in New York and all that, but I can say I was a part of the Onyx.
I always say like LA to me was like there was the Onyx in the morning and Als Bar at night. You had to have your coffee in the morning, and then you had to afternoon and hang out, and then you could go get plowed at Als Bar. I mean, there were these 2 unique places. There was a few others. Like I think the last thing for me of old LA that's still around, and it's not as good as it used to be, is the Pantry.
The Pantry closed?
No, it hasn't closed. I'm just saying
closed.
It's the last one that's around, or Philippe's, you know what I mean? But these are restaurants. These other places, like a restaurant, is different than like a coffee shop where you can have a 75-cent cup of coffee. And I've never had coffee quite as good and memorable as I always, whenever I drink a little coffee, it's like, it's just never the Onyx,
And they made the best hot lattes in the winter. And the best cold latte.
The best iced coffee in the summer, let me tell you. And so, have you been back to where the Onyx was?
I finally went to the little French restaurant and got something. We made a pact. We would never eat there, me and my buddies.
Okay, you know what? I've still abided by that pact, and I eat almost every meal at restaurants. But that's like, I will not go there. They took the Onyx.
I know.
So you've been. Is the food any good?
It's good.
Oh shit!
It's good.
Oh man, I know. My wife's gonna go. We're going to that restaurant tonight. You're violating your pact, by the way. By Tuesday, we will. Yeah, okay.
And it's not that expensive for it to be a fancy like Los Feliz.
Fancy.
It's not.
Los Feliz is kind of okay.
And another cool thing about the Onyx too. Some celebrities who lived in the area, they liked it because they could come and people wouldn't like.
Nobody would hassle you at the Onyx, And there were a lot of. Well, there was always art on the wall. A lot of rotating shows.
Some bad shows, Matt.
Oh well. I did cleanse my eyeballs more than once after having visited the Onyx for some art and coffee, but there were some good shows too, and a Gronk show there, Manuel Ocampo, who I later showed. So he showed at Mocha in between. So this is some of those people went big time.
And of course, the young man who a couple of people were discovered there. The young man had the song 2 turntables and a
microphone. Well, his mom had a coffee shop called Troy.
Yeah.
And that was actually Beck.
Yeah.
Beck's mom had a coffee shop, Troy, downtown Little Tokyo. They just tore down the building.
Do you know Beck used to sell cassettes on the sidewalk in front of the Onyx?
I remember well. Never bought one either. Ha ha! Sorry, kid. I've got money to spend on coffee. So, hey, so we're going to see a clip of the LA Subway Shakespeare Project, the brainchild of Hassan Jamal. Can we play that clip?
Lord, what have you done? You're shamed. You're overthrown. You are undone forever.
What's the matter, good Mistress Page?
Oh, well, a day, Mistress Ford. To have such an honest man to your husband? To bring such cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion?
What cause of suspicion out upon you? How am I mistook on you?
Come on, what's the matter?
Your husband is coming hither, woman, with all the officers in Windsor to seek out such a gentleman that he says is there at your house now.
Oh!
By your consent
Oh!
to take ill advantage of his absence.
Oh!
You are undone.
I hope it's not so. I hope it's not so.
Pray heaven it be not so that you have such a one there. 'Tis more certain that your husband is coming with half Windsor at his heels to seek out such a one.
Oh, no.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you. If you have a friend there,
Okay.
convey him out. Be not amazed. Be not amazed. Grab hold of your senses and defend your reputation. Or bid thee good life farewell forever.
What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? There is a gentleman. Oh, my dear friend. But it is not my shame I fear, it's his peril. You know what? I had rather 1,000 pounds than he be there at the house. What am I gonna do? Get the car. What am I gonna do?
For shame.
What am I gonna do?
Okay. If we hurry.
Wow. Hey, and I noticed the historical accuracy is Shakespeare also drove a Toyota. So so now no interference, but you did this outlaw style. You didn't fill out all the forms. Hey, we want to shoot on your property. Any of that shit, right?
Guerrilla.
Okay. So what kind of camera are you using?
I'm using a Sony. It's a Sony switch and shoot. Or
You think like the next iPhone's going to be like so good quality? You just get a new iPhone and
people are doing that now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you put these up on YouTube. What's your YouTube channel called?
I made a mistake when I started. It's just my personal Hassan Jamal.
Ah.
Yeah, Hassan Jamal, and I have to break it up and have one just for the.
LA, okay. So
yeah.
you also have your home videos on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get the and you're gonna get a website eventually.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am.
who needs that
I
with
am.
Facebook? You can
I
post.
am.
Do you ever post on Facebook video?
No, I don't.
Try Facebook video. I highly recommend Facebook video. Well, I'm a fan, and now I got to ask you: is there an obscure Shakespeare work, like one of his sonnets or something? Are you going to try to sneak in like the more obscure work, or are you sticking with the big hits?
We actually have one.
What's the most obscure work you've done?
Oh, I can't think of the name of it. But we have one.
You've cause it's so obscure.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of it either. Okay.
Because another actor brought it to me.
Okay.
But if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see it.
Okay, so your YouTube channel is just Hassan Jamal.
Yeah.
HASSAN.
Yeah.
JAMAL. So Shakespeare's in the public domain, so you don't have to pay any
Anything after 100 years.
any copyright fees. Do you have any plans for Charles Dickens, anything like that?
It's all Shakespeare.
It's all Shakespeare, and there's a lot of Shakespeare.
Yeah.
I mean, you could spend a lifetime and still not even touch on every scene, every act. So now I want to ask you. We just saw the film. Was that filmed at the Expo Line, Culver City Station?
Yep. That's what. Yeah.
Ammo! Woo! Ah, okay. I know my trains. I know my buses. Okay. The Uber drivers love me. Because they'll drop me off at the train stop. They'll pick you up from the train stop. They know that you're commuting half the way. They don't have to have that long ride in traffic. It's like, oh, good, I'm just taking you to the train. You can get there from here. So, have you noticed on the trains, is there more people taking Uber these days, less people on the trains, on the buses?
The LA train, I love it. The trains in LA are filling up in the morning, at night, especially during the week.
Work commutes, commutes the fullest. Yeah. I used to take it in the 80s. I remember where I live. A lot of cleaning ladies would be on the bus, and they would it was like you get on the bus and it would look like a hippie convention, but they were all mops. Everybody would just be there with their mops now. Now they have the one with the sponge, so it's a little easier. But my favorite bus line is the 60. What's your favorite bus line?
God, 83.
The 83?
Yeah.
North south.
Comes through Mount Washington.
Yeah. Well, that's a long one too, because it goes downtown to Mount Washington.
Yeah, I live in Mount Washington.
But does it go south of downtown? How far down does it go?
It goes all the way down Broadway.
Oh man, it's the Broadway bus. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So
and so I was going to say, somebody from Metro had actually approached me to do it on the bus, but we just couldn't have the elbow room that we would have inside of a train car.
You just took my next question was, Subway. Why is there more elbow room? You would think the subway's faster, a little more efficient. Why is there more elbow room on the subway and not the bus?
And we're called the LA Subway.
Subway, you got to stick with it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they're sticking with Subway. They're sticking with Shakespeare. Hassan Jamal, thanks so much for being on Modern Art Blitz.
Oh, and what I'm doing in the future?
What are you doing in the future? I forgot. Hey, time to plug. What are you doing in the future?
So it's just at the end of next month at Moment Theater in Hollywood, behind LACC, we're having a festival, a 3-day festival of one act in my play, Dark Comedy, a fiction play that I wrote about a fictional meeting between Paul Robeson and Stephen Fetchit.
Wow.
Yeah. And it'll be at Moment Theater, because I know some of those guys are probably watching, the last weekend of next month.
Nice. That's July. Last weekend of July, 2017. Mm-hmm. Hassan Jamal, thanks for being on Modern Art Blitz. We'll be back right after this.